Good evening. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. Yesterday I touched on the corn that I bought at Farmer's Market. I told you to save the corn silks. Do you know you can use every part of that corn? Not just the corn itself, which we usually buy it for. But you can use the corn silks to make a tea. And they claim that tea will cure almost anything. There are some evidence and studies done, and I will go into them later. But you can use the corn. You can also use the husks, and I'm drying those husks so my children at the out camps and at the out center can use those later on this fall. And it will be a free resource for me. Practically free. And the corn cobs. Did you know you can make corn cob jelly, and you can make corn cob soup? They're old-time recipes, but they are good. Sometimes those old-time recipes are better than what they come up with today. All right, I'm going to be looking at my notes because there's a lot to cover here, especially in the corn silk. If you dry the corn silk, you have two ways of drying it. And by the way, before we start talking about corn silk, maybe I better tell you what corn silk is. It's the fine hairs that are inside the corn husk. If it's outside, they're dry and they're brown, so you cut them off. You don't use them. You use only the light-colored hairs. And you can dry them two ways. Mine is in a dehydrator. Doesn't take very long to dry them that way. And then I put them in a Ziploc bag. And I use that bag, that bunch, to make a tea. And I will describe how I make my tea later on. Okay? But, corn silk. It's supposed to treat urinary tract infections. It's supposed to work as a diuretic agent, water pills. Keeps your kidney stones away. Helps help flush your kidneys. Helps blood clotting. Lowers blood pressure. Helps regulate your blood sugar level. Helps and heals inflammatory ailments and conditions, and helps fight cholesterol. Those are the studies that sound the most promising. And there is a lot of research going on about this. And sometimes you have to just research it yourself. Remember, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nurse. I'm just informing you of some of the things that I have found in researching this. I found it, last year, and I did dry some corn silk, but I put it aside and I never did anything else about it because I didn't have very much. I learned about it when it was very late in the season. Okay, so this year I'm going to have more because all the corn silk I get will be saved. Now you can do it in the dehydrator, or you can do it as other people suggest. You take it out, you cut off your brown spots, and you lay it on a paper towel on your counter, and you just leave it there. And every once in a while you turn it, and it will be dry in 2 or 3 days. But I like the dehydrator because it only takes 2 or 3 hours. Okay, but you can do it without the dehydrator. That is something you can do. Corn silk was used in traditional Chinese medicine and in traditional Native American medicine. So it's not a new thing. There are some people who claim that it will treat chest pains or treat eye disorders to prevent other ones. But there's really no proof for that at all. There is not much research going into that right now. They're going more into the research for the blood pressure, lowers cholesterol, and those things. It contains protein, carbohydrates, vitamins. In fact, it has a big amount of vitamin C in it, and it will, if you drink a tea, you have your daily allowance right there. Minerals and fibers. But it also contains natural chemicals that work like water pills that might alter your blood sugar levels, and it might help reduce inflammation. Remember, these are all might. They are being researched. There are studies for them, but it's not well advanced, okay? Insufficient evidence for angina, and early research shows that it will help lower blood pressure and cholesterol, but no evidence that it helps angina or chest pains, okay? Early evidence shows that using corn silk medications to lower blood pressure can help medications to lower blood pressure help to reduce blood pressure more than taking a medication without the corn silk. In other words, you take your medicine, you add corn silk to it, and corn silk tea to it, and you have will help lower the blood pressure even more. Taking one dose of corn silk tea will help lower the blood pressure for several hours. Okay, this is what the research says. But again, do your research, okay? This is from our doctor's web that I got this information. Other things they're studying it for. Along with that, they also say it can lower your cholesterol. But if you lower your blood pressure and your cholesterol too far, you're going to lose potassium. And potassium is a very vital mineral that we need, okay? So be careful with this stuff. That's all I've got to say is be careful. I will be experimenting, but I will not be experimenting it, but I will not carry it overboard, okay? I have read several things that say drink the tea several times a day. I don't think so. Maybe one cup of tea in the morning is what I'll start with, and then see what happens, okay? But other conditions that corn silk is being studied for: bedwetting, bladder infections and swelling, depression, inflammation of the prostate, inflammation of the urinary tract, for kidney stones, congestive heart failure, diabetes, fatigue, heart disease, high cholesterol, jaundice or the yellowing of the skin, your liver health, and your obesity. It says that more evidence is needed to be done, to be researched, to be to rate the effectiveness of it, okay? In other words, they're researching it, but they haven't had enough research to say it works. It works completely and safely. Side effects: when taken by mouth, such as tea, it says it's likely to be safe, but there's no evidence to know that it's safe as medicine. Can increase your potassium levels in the blood, can cause skin rashes, itching, and allergies. Do not use when pregnant. May stimulate the uterus and cause a miscarriage. It's not known if it's safe when breastfeeding. In other words, if you're pregnant or you just do not take it, do not take it if you're breastfeeding your child. Not enough studies on that at all. All right. I told you about how we dried it. Now, it says, this is from a blog that's on there, I found, and this is the one that tells you to dehydrate it by laying it on a paper towel. Alright, to make the tea, it says you grab a little bunch of silks and you add it to a mug. Add your honey or your sugar. Add boiling water and let it sit in hot water for a few minutes. And then you can drink it. You can either remove the silks from the tea or leave it in. It's up to your choice. I would think I would remove mine. If you don't like the taste of it, add a tea bag, like cherry, a berry tea bag, an orange tea bag, so forth, something that gives you a different flavor, okay? And it also says 5 minutes after drinking tea, you will be in the bathroom. And then you will be very thirsty, so drink a large glass of water. Evidently, it works very, very fast as a water pill. Very fast, okay? Okay, and I touched on the corn cobs with the soup and the jelly. I have those recipes, but I haven't got them out right now. I'll post them tomorrow. And for the husks, like I said, I'm saving them. I'm drying them. I'm not dehydrating them. I'm drying them. I've got them out on my picnic table, covered, so they don't blow away on me in this wind that we have forever and ever and all the time. So anyway, I'll save those and we'll use them as in our crafts, in the art center and in the art camps and the crafts that I do with children. So tomorrow we will have the corn cup, soup, and jelly. Well, I don't know what else we'll have, but that's what we can look forward to tomorrow. So have a great day. I hope this information helped you, but remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not any medical person at all. I'm just telling you what I found in researching it. Yes, I'm going to try it, but that doesn't mean you have to try it. You do your own research. You do your own, make your own decision. Like we say, your kitchen, your rules. Right now, it's your body, your rules. But it's important to know some of these traditional healing methods that we use in case we don't have doctors or nurses available to us. And that might happen in these times. So it's nice to know some of those old remedies. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Oh, the evening. Day's almost over. I'm sorry. Evening's almost over. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. God bless.